Alright, so we already have the quest. It's called an Artificer's Appeal. A parcel arrives for you from the Exodore, bearing the seal of the Grand Artificer. You open the small box and find a smooth, hexagonal crystal about the size of your palm. When you touch it, a holographic message flashes to life in the air above it. In the message, Grand Artificer Ramul instructs you to come to the Exodore at your earliest convenience. That's nice. He's not like calling it a rush. We also have the spare hologram, or hologem, which teleports us to the Exodore for us, which is very convenient.
There you are, champion. Hey, I thought perhaps the hologem I sent did not have enough charge.
There's a lot of Draenei doing this compared to trolls. I think there's a lot more Draenei players there are in the world than troll players.
My apologies for bringing you here on such short notice, Redthedeer, but your help right now would be most appreciated. I have found myself with many surprise deadlines. Surprise and deadlines are not words I like together in the same sentence. The Prophet wished to personally ask for your help with the Tiamat. But since he is working elsewhere, I asked you first to jumpstart our task. My colleague and I have been working on a special project. And since the Prophet has declared today the Tiamat, we will unveil it at the celebration. For this, I need the emitter, but it needs an overhaul. We only have time for a hot wiring. Get some filament and a soldering tool from the crates nearby, Redthedeer. Then maybe I can wire it to an array.
Were you not informed of the occasion? The Prophet has declared we celebrate the Tiamat today.
Okay, so let's do that. Imperium filament.
You might recall, the Tiamat was a yearly sacrament on Argus. A time to reflect on the burdens of your past. Learn from
So this is something we've not done since Argus.
To a path forward.
I regret not having apprentices in times like this.
The Vindicar is at your
You go with the other
disposal.
thing. My thing is, like, Draenei culture is very different than Eridar culture. So is this Eridar heritage armor, or is this Draenei heritage armor?
It has not been celebrated
two separate
in
cultures.
many years. But the Prophet feels strongly that tradition must be revived. And that now is the correct time to do it.
So let's do it.
Our
While
time
the
is
circumstances
now.
are a bit more stressful than I would like, it is refreshing to work on something other than artillery for once.
That's true. Hand the materials, Rommel. Why did we abandon the Tiamat for so long?
The same reason many of our ancient traditions were abandoned. Constantly being on the run from the Legion left little time to consider anything but survival. Tomorrow was not guaranteed, so yesterday might as well not exist. But all that has changed now. What could be more exciting? While the circumstances are a bit more stressful than I would like,
Where's
it is
Prophet?
Prophet Velan is occupied at the moment. He is taking care of a very small mission that he wanted to attend to personally. Nothing to worry about.
Okay.
He assured me that he will be back in time for the ceremony.
Sus.
While the circumstances are a bit more stressful than I would like, it is refreshing to work on something other than artillery for once.
Velen has asked us to present it to everyone at the celebration. But we will present nothing if the emitter is not fixed. Connect the Arcanite crystal arrays.
Man, we've not done emitter stuff
Then
since,
it will
like,
power up.
the very first quest chains as a Draenei. So it's cool that we're doing that now.
Good. The emitter is functional. Now, we just
Crystal
need
tech,
the
bro.
presentation. And its presenter.
While the circumstances are a bit more stressed, I regret not having apprentices in times like this.
May the Legion fall
Well, what gives you
before
the newly seeded crystal test wiggle?
Not my finest work, but it will do. Light willing, it will remain functional until our project is revealed and the celebration is over.
Yay!
While the circumstances are a bit more during this Tiamat, Atanya and I will present our project's schematics. Atanya is High Artificer of Shatrath. Her father was my late mentor, the famed Exarch Hataru. Hataru's hoof plates are hard to fill, but Atanya has more than done so. She has the schematics, and she should be here when they are presented. But she is not responding to my
Yo, you
messages.
getting ghosted, bro?
Atanya seldom leaves the city, but surely she can make an exception for the Tiamat. Perhaps you can reason with her.
Titania
Nice.
can be as stubborn as a talbuck in the mud, but do not let her turn you away. Go swiftly. Use my hologem if you need.
Yes, I love port tech. Let's go! Yeah, we've seen more Draenei in the first two phases of this than we saw trolls the entire time.
I have an arc welder and zero patience. The
I am
title
busy.
High Artificer
What do you
means
want?
I am very. As I told Ramul, the schematics are ready. But if he is waiting for me at the Exodar, he can keep waiting.
Why? What are you possibly
My
doing?
work is here in Shatrath. I
Shatrath.
will not put it on hold to attend some archaic holiday.
I have a data crystal prepared. The schematics are on it. My apprentice can find it for you. I have no time to leave Shatrath. My schematics speak for themselves.
You have to create
Each
it
calculation has
first.
been verified. It is respectful of all building codes. I even include a layout of the channels that the power grid must follow.
Romul knows the project. He already signed off on everything. He can explain it to the masses himself. I do not need to waste my valuable time
trying to bring
traveling to the
Shatrath back
Exodar for this
online?
ridiculous holiday. My apprentice will give you the schematics on a data crystal. Take it and leave.
Perhaps we
Okay.
get the crystal from Berun. Then get out of my workshop.
Arcanon Poros, good fortune and hello.
Romul sent Atonia many messages about the Tishamat. They usually have a good relationship, but she ignored them and has been very annoyed ever since. Well, more annoyed than usual. She claims the travel time to the Exodar cuts into her workload. But I think it's really something to do with the Tishamat. Lessening her workload should at least, cheer her up. Yes, I know she has a Draenei shipment coming into the city, but it's late. Maybe you could track it down? Perhaps then she will have time to travel to the Exodar.
Yeah, like, what is she
Still,
possibly
worth
doing?
a
She can't do
try.
this.
Though if the Tishamat is what is putting her in a bad mood, it might not work.
It might not work.
Hey you! Lend us a hand? Our cargo went haywire and knocked crates off our wagon.
Cargo
Nether
went haywire.
Storm Draenei is the worst. We should have
Oh
reinforced
shit, it's like a
the
thing.
crates.
It's like a real thing.
Thank you. We will handle the crates. You can take those Draenei fragments to the crystal smiths.
Shout out to my shotgun real fast. So wait, is Crystal Tech just harvesting living organisms for their energy? I respect it a little less now. Now it seems brutal and a little archaic.
The Naru
Greetings.
have not
That's a
forgotten
sweet ass
us.
freaking.
If you are in need
Headset,
of
bro.
crystal smithing services, I am not sure we have time for any new orders, but I will see what I can do. The artificers have been keeping us very busy recently.
What is the difference between a crystal smith and artificer?
Interested in the trade, are
I am.
you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Crystal smiths process raw crystals into materials that artificers can use. Typically this means removing impurities, reforging
Or
energy
killing them.
channels,
You're the butchers.
cutting to size, and faceting based on intended use. Artificers then assemble these materials into whatever they might be building.
Bro, there's the miners who collect the bodies, the butchers that kill and cut up the pieces, and then the cooks that make them into food. The Draenei are... You know what? I respect
We
it.
will.
Game respect,
Greetings.
man. Business is
Ah,
business.
interested in the trade, are
Why
you?
don't the artificers do that work themselves?
Well, why does not every painter make their own paints? Some might prefer to, but they are different skills, and the light calls us all to different paths.
Fair enough.
Greetings.
Way to set your own path. He said don't ask big
If
questions,
you are in
bro.
need of crystal smithing services,
the lost
I am not sure we
shipment.
have time for any
Tell
new
me how,
orders,
Artificer.
but I will see
We
what I can do.
process it after the Tishamat. We are closing for the holiday.
I love his shoulders. Those are really cool. Yo, man. Business!
Yes,
Why are you
yes,
still here?
Arcanon Poros.
I'm allowed to be
You.
here. Huh?
If
What
I
country?
needed help, I would have asked for it. My work is very precise. I don't need a clumsy novice's hands in it.
Damn, you
Perun.
are very pretty, though.
Get the crystal. You, take it to Ramul. Tell him I have my reasons for not attending the Tishamat.
We will do what we can for
Yes,
Atonia.
High Artificer. Come, champion. I will get the crystal for you. I should get
It
back
was
to
worth a
work.
try. It seems it will be difficult to get her to the Tishamat, but I have another idea.
You are leaving,
Whispers to
but
you.
I didn't
There
tell
are
you
ways,
about my research.
I'm sure you know, for the Draenei to speak to the dead.
Yep.
It's not the same as having a loved one back,
The
but
X-Arc.
Hatar's ashes were taken to Down after the soul priests reclaimed the temple. Maybe they might know a way to help Atonia with her loss?
I was
Akhendan's
afraid
back
of
in
this.
use? That's really
It's
cool.
not her work. It's the Tishamat itself. The Tishamat is a time of remembrance
Okay.
and of letting go of the past. She lost her father, Exar Kataru, in the siege. Speaking of him saddens and angers her. Atanya may not be ready for the rituals of the Tishamat. But maybe we can help her.
My dude, B-Run has a freaking pet shoulder lizard. My bro. What an absolute legend. What an absolute legend. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen on the NPC before. I do like that they like super glued it on there, but I would have never noticed that if that chick didn't run by, because it made me look closer at the NPC's character. That was so cool. It's memorable now. So this is cool. Nice progression that Akhendown has been brought back under the fold of the Draenei.
I apologize, but we are in the midst of a soul-binding ritual. There is much to be done for the spirits in our care before we voyage to the Exodar to answer the Prophet's call to the Tishamat. Is there something that requires our urgent attention?
I thought Akhendown was abandoned after the war.
Not entirely. Some of us hid from the orcs here. After the invaders were driven from its sacred halls, we began the slow work of repairing the damage that the Shadow Council did to Akhendown. The dead deserve the rest that Akhendown promised them. The orcs will not have taken that from them, nor from the others who will one day join them.
Our dead are still being interred here?
Some. Those who died in Shatrath were cremated after the city was reclaimed. Slowly, we have been relocating their ashes to Akhendown and giving their souls the rights they were denied. Eventually, the same will be done to those who yet languish in the path of glory.
Wow. No way. So they're going to try to reclaim those lost bodies and those lost souls to give them rest. That's crazy.
We will endure.
That's a hell
I
of an
apologize, but we are in the midst of a soul-binding ritual.
What are you doing with these vigilants?
When Akhendown was destroyed, most souls housed here were torn to shreds. Many who survived succumbed to madness. Yet some were not so far gone that they could not be saved. We knew that binding souls to vigilance often had a calming effect, not unlike swaddling a child. The weight of a physical body seems to ground their emotions. We keep them in the vigilance only temporarily. It is but a splint for a broken bone while the limb heals.
What? So all vigilants are ghosts? That's kind of crazy.
Ah, High Artificer Atanya manufactures them for us in Shatrath. We are aware it is not her specialty, but she insisted on making them herself. I apologize, but we are Atanya. Ah, so it is finally time. This is a matter you should discuss with our Exarch.
Your Exarch?
Mano Ekta, my friend.
Yes, the Soul Priests. I just said
Thank
the Exarch
you,
could do it.
Ymir.
Maladar!
I take it you can see me now, champion?
For those that don't know who Exarch Maladar is, he's a hero of the Draenei.
It is
I
good
would
to have
forfeit
visitors.
my own
The honored dead
soul
here are
to
well cared
protect my
for,
people.
but not many travel to commune with them. Their deaths can be a painful reminder of what the Draenei have endured. I
There
believe
is
we
no
may be able to
turning
help,
back now.
but perhaps you could aid me first. When we received word that the Tishamat was upon us, we hurried to prepare our most tortured spirits for the journey to the Exodar. The celebration sacraments may help them rest peacefully, however, they must consent to being moved. So, we must commune with and soothe them first. Will you help calm these spirits? Afterward, I will take you to where Hataru is entombed and give you what you seek.
Oh.
Never hesitate to do
So
it.
Exarch
Meet me in
Maladar-
the upper reaches. We will commune with the spirits there to prepare them for the journey.
I'll meet you up there, bud. Speaker of the Dead, so cool. So in Draenei culture, we learned a lot about this during the books, as well as the expansion Warlords of Draenor, where we actually got to go back to see Draenei civilization at its peak on Draenor. A lot of their civilization revolves around an Exarch society. One person is in charge of a specific branch or domain or cultural significance to the Draenei people. There's an Exarch of Justice, Exarch of Soul Priests, which is what Exarch Maladar was, Exarch of the Light. There's a lot of different Exarchs. They all worship and facet different aspects of Draenei culture, Exarch Artificers, all that type of stuff. Basically, one person being in charge. Exarch Maladar was specifically an Exarch of the Soul Priest, Exarch of the Dead. Basically, a person who is supposed to be the last person you talk to before you die and get buried, and all those rights given you and all those things, right? We only really met him in some of the books. This is the first time that we've seen him in our timeline. Besides, maybe I think there's a video of him sacrificing himself as a short cutscene in-game rendered in Burning Crusade, but otherwise he's just a character from the books. But we do get a lot of his character, the alternate version of him, in Warlords of Draenei, so it's kind of cool that we actually get to see our version of him for the first time in-game. That's fun. That was very similar to like us seeing Garrosh come back during the Orc Heritage quest chain.
This is the tomb of Exarch Larohir, the Prophet's general. We will commune with him first.
So this is the General Exarch, the one that's in charge of the war effort.
He
Exactly my
defended
point.
Shatrath until his dying breath. Spirits seek his protection still. Alas, we must return them to rest. He gives his consent. Seal the urn with the mark of Draenei.
Draenei is their Naru that lives inside of the
May the Tishamat relieve Larohir of the guilt he feels at not saving all of Shatrath.
This is so cool. This is the coolest part so far. It was getting kind of meh for a bit there. It was definitely sitting in the mid territory. And now that we're doing some Exarch stuff and we're getting the old Exarchs that were around during the fleeing of Draenor is kind of exciting.
Let us commune now with Exarch Kelios, the first Vindicator and Bastion of Kerebor.
So, Exarch of the Light. Lighting the big ones first. That's kind of cool. They added like a little puzzle here. How many times has Blizzard added puzzles in their quests? I don't even remember the last time I did a puzzle on a quest like this. I think we got them all.
Kelios has agreed to the Tishamat. Seal his urn.
Hell yeah.
May Kelios no longer fear the darkness, and the light ease his pain.
It looks like we're getting Draenei culture that was established on Draenor, rather than Draenei culture that was established on... Like, they're going back to a ceremony that they celebrated on Argus, but we're reviving the Exarchs that were around during the time frame of Draenor, not the ones that were around during the time frame of Argus. We're not going back to Argus for this. So it's interesting to me that like, they're combining things. So I'm cool with it. It's so far really good.
Restelan, Larohir's mentor. His is a bloody story of betrayal. Let us commune with him now.
Communing.
He unwittingly gave the orcs the weapon that destroyed him, and Telmor. We must dispel the shades of his guilt.
Man, he was actually killed by Durotar?
It is a miracle
just
that his
possible?
soul survived those ravages. He consents. Please, seal his urn.
Damn.
It may take many Tishmats before Restelan can fully rest. But I will help him, no matter what.
Dude, shout out to Exarch Maladar, or Exarch Maladar being
These
like...
spirits must be calmed before being taken to the Tishamat.
Shout out to
It
Exarch.
is a difficult process. Thank you for helping them through it.
I hate the voiceover when it talks over me. It drives me crazy. I like that Maladar is just like dead, but he's still doing his job. You know what I mean? That's cool. I like that a lot.
On Argus, it was common to perform the sacrament of Tishamat on behalf of a departed soul to help them move on. These three souls are volatile. While they show promise, we are having trouble fully separating them from their attachments.
Like a Jedi?
With the revival of the Tishamat, we hope this will be the key to helping them.
Sure.
These spirits must be calmed before being taken. Thank you for what you have done, Redthedeer. Moving a spirit's remains can disturb them greatly, so they must be calmed as much as possible so the journey can be made safely. These spirits must be calmed before being... Fortunately, not all of the fallen entombed here in Ochine Down suffer as these three do. Some ease gracefully into death, like soil settling after a rainfall.
Just across the way. Follow me.
Okay. So now we're going to get the Exarch Articifer, which was her mentor. The last Exarch that I think... There's only like 5 or 6 of them during the time frame. Any one time
Exarch
frame.
Hektaru has accepted his life, his death, his triumphs, and his mistakes. Approach him and make your request.
The urn is covered in a fine layer of dust. It appears to have been disturbed for many years. has been undisturbed for many years. I think your daughter, Atanya, still grieves for you. Silently points at the lockbox. Hataru's artificing
I
mind.
sense that Exarch Hataru's only regret is leaving his daughter behind.
Oh, man.
Taking
Scary.
the Exarch's gift back to his daughter may bring them both peace.
Or he might just try to kill her because he wants her dead with him because he feels like he left her behind, which is crazy as shit. But, you know, I guess it could be also really nice.
Ah, for light's sake. Why are you back? The title High Artificer means I am very busy.
If you say one more thing about the Tishamat, you'll wake up at the bottom of the alder rise with my hoof print on your back.
She's gonna kill me, Sparta me, offer the artificing lens to her. I spoke to your father, he wanted you to have this.
Ah, what is wrong with you? I tell you to leave, and instead you rob my father's grave.
Atanya, I sent them to Akendun. Exarch Hataru wouldn't want this for you. He would want you to be around your people and to show them all you've made, not to stay locked away here.
What? Ugh. I
Atanya
just had it.
crossed her arm tightly, not looking at
Another
you or
good
Vilan.
idea down
Fine.
the drain for the sake of pleasantries.
For a moment, she looks like she might snatch the lens from you. Instead, she takes it from you gently.
My mother
you
died on a
saw
colony
Sony?
planet. My father and I helped each other move past that, but when he died in the siege of Shatrath, watching the walls of his greatest accomplishment crumble to dust, there was no one left for me. So I worked. And now I have the schematics of my own Shatrath. A better Shatrath.
Atanya clenches the lens in her fist and then exhales.
I'll
out
go
breath
to the
shakes.
Exodar, but if Romuald says one word about it, I will make him eat his soldering tool.
Want a better future?
Yay, we did it!
You
We got
have
the
to
stubborn
create.
girl
My
to
father
come.
was Draenor's greatest artificer. He lived for Shatrath and died in it. Sometimes I wondered if I'd end up the same,
You probably will.
but I will not. The city I have designed is what this one should have been, what it could have been.
Does it involve the scryers, or are you guys gonna kick them out?
I will take the data crystal to the Exodar, to the Tishamat.
Let's go! Use the hologem.
I am glad you could join us, High Artificer. You have spared me many headaches.
Let's transfer these schematics before I change my mind.
In some ways,
speak
getting
with me.
Atanya here was a more difficult victory than the fall of Antorus.
Wow. That's a sin.
Levity aside, I am glad she is here. I knew the Tishamat would be hard for her. Her father was a great man, and we all mourn his passing. This Tishamat is gearing up to be one for our Hala records. Even Heituan is here.
Even on Azeroth, demons
Broken.
are brazen.
And Hatun is the one that's from Argus itself, the one that actually is recovering.
Velan awaits us back in Blood Mist. Come, we will put an end to this.
When did you and your people arrive?
Velan sent a messenger to Argus some days ago to announce the Tishamat. I do not control my people. Those who wished to go were free to make that choice. I did not, but then Velan sent another message earlier today requesting my aid here. I considered refusing, but Velan has been agreeable lately. And it is satisfying to see him admit when he cannot solve a problem himself.
Damn, he does have beef with himself.
Velan awaits us back, Redthedeer. Velan told me I may find you here. He needs your assistance. The Satyr that infest a nearby island have been ambushing Draenei traveling for the Tishamat. Velan and I have been attempting to solve the problem quietly. He does not wish to mobilize the Vindicators and alarm his people on a day of sacrament, but, despite our efforts, the attacks have continued. The event may need to be cancelled if we cannot get the demons under control. Come with me so we may end this threat.
Take this man away. We will fly to meet Velen in Blood Mist together.
Let go! Wow, we're like going together.
Velen reports that there were at least 4 satyr attacks on Draenei, traveling through Azure Mist since morning. I wish to rally the Vindicators, but Velen does not want to cause panic and darken the Tishamat.
I love that the heritage questions take you
He
back to the
wants to
starting zones.
quietly
It's the
drive
coolest
the
thing.
satyrs back into Blood Mist to keep travelers safe. For now. But Velen realized this half measure will not work without assistance. So he called upon me and other recent allies to help.
The Eridar?
We are experts in the killing of demons, as are you. With your aid, we should accomplish this quickly and quietly.
Voice actors killing it. Quality voice acting.
This corruption caused by the Exodar crash feels strange.
Indeed. The nether energies seeping from the ship have made blood mist difficult to cleanse.
I was hoping to resolve the sudden Satyr attacks before I formally announced the Tishamat to all.
Hi, Velen.
Alas, I am grateful Romul called you to the Exodar early. I assume Haytuan has explained the situation to you?
The light will guide your way.
Oh yeah, Arzel's here. He's the embassy of the Eridar, because they're the reasons you can have a red skin now.
Yes.
Even with the
Recently
corruption,
changed my skin back
this
to
land
blue.
is so alive. There is grass, water, unmarred skies. The air is so clean it almost hurts to breathe. If any demon threatens this place, I will be the first to destroy them.
What have you and other penitents been doing?
For the time being, we are aiding the Crokle and Lightforged on Argus. Few have been allowed to serve the Draenei here on Azeroth. I personally evaluate every penitent and vouch for them on my own life, so it is not a matter of distrust. Rather, it is that we have no desire to distress the Draenei with our open presence. They are aware of the hand the Prophet has extended to us, but that does not erase what we did to them.
Nice.
Even with the corruption,
like
the
the
Legion may be
Thousands
one
of years
entity,
we hunted
but it is
our own
vast.
people.
The demons that
It
comprise
may
it are
take
as
that
varied
time
as the
and
innumerable
more
worlds they have
to be
conquered.
redeemed.
But I have had no dealings with Satyr. From what the Prophet has told me, they seem disorganized. Intelligent certainly, but feral in their malevolence. I am inclined to believe their recent attacks are random, but perhaps not. Bring me the totems they have scattered across Blood Mist. I may be able to ascertain what, if anything, their end goal is.
Wisdom guide your path.
I do not like this place. It is too open. Too empty. Not enough places to set your back against. Arzal and I are of the same mind.
That's culturally.
We
that's-
must know the strength
that's on
of these
point.
Satyr before we attempt to drive them back with force. Else we may be walking into a fight we cannot win. I can learn much about my enemies by observing what damage they leave in their wake. The wildlife here was corrupted by the Exodar's lingering energies, but I suspect the demon's presence made it worse. Collect bones from the local wildlife for me. Studying them may give us some clues.
Why have you allowed these demons to infest this area for this long?
We have lacked the time and resources needed to eliminate them. Other threats strained our forces.
Their opportunism ends today. I will slaughter each one personally, if needs require it.
Yeah, Pickle, that sounds good. I'll join you.
The Satyr are an infection we have allowed. If we can push them back enough that they no longer pose an immediate threat to Azure Mist during the Tishamat, I will see to a more permanent solution afterward. Even with the corruption, I do not like this place.
Very well done. I love that we're back in Blood Mist Isle. This is one of my favorite zones of all time. I will always love Blood Mist Isle. I'm super nostalgic for Azure Mist Isle as well. They're like home for me. So I've leveled through them. You guys have seen how many Draenei I have. Probably 20 times. And that's just on the characters I currently have. The amount of times I've done it on just a one-off random character that I deleted after I got past level 20, immeasurable. Probably 100 plus times I've leveled through Blood Mist Isle and Azure Mist Isle. Yeah.
Even
Good
with
luck.
the corruption, this land is so
Crazy,
alive.
bro.
I would
Beware
prefer to
of
know the
strangers
capabilities of the
promising
Satyr before
strength
engaging them.
and power.
You get
Curious.
a year.
Thousands of years we hunted our own people.
These crystals appear similar to the
May
others
take
erupting
that
from
time
Blood Mist,
and more
but their
to
placement
be
on these
redeemed.
totems seems deliberate. I will study them further.
Wisdom
The
guide
reason
your
why I
path.
love the way that Blizzard has always done their payment process for World of Warcraft, and something that I always talk about, like everyone hates the subscription service. For $130, I get 365 days of constantly re-updated gameplay and new content, a year's worth of gameplay, rather than maybe 40 hours of gameplay. That's my guess.
I do not
doubt
like
there's
this
more
place.
than 40 hours.
It is to remember, you are putting them out of their misery.
Walk in the shadows of the
Crazy,
earth.
crazy prices, bro. World of Warcraft is so affordable.
Lesser demons do not corrupt creatures this deeply. Their fell disease can barely spread beneath the skin, much less the bones or the soul. These are no weak imps we are dealing with.
Ooh, so something more powerful
depth
here.
of corruption in these animals. It is not the work of lesser demons.
There is a larger threat behind these attacks, then?
Yes. These crystals were made into fell spreaders. No satyr could do that. A Manari artificer made them. I know it.
Oh shit.
I cannot in good conscience gather the Draenei for the Tishamat if we are threatened this close to home. If one of the Manari is using the Satyr to orchestrate these attacks, or to distract us from some larger foul purpose, then they must be rooted out immediately. We will divide our efforts to look for signs of the enemy. Arzal will search the northern Satyr camp. You, Haituan, and myself will search the closer camp.
Many depend on you.
Arzal, search the Satyr camp to the north.
Why are we
Champion,
splitting up this way?
Hatun, come with me and search the camp to the west.
We're sending one person to
course.
go search one camp.
Khatun, take this Sargerite shard. It will guide you towards any fell magic of Manari origin.
Sargerite. If you think it will help, Arzal.
I love these three factions of Draenei right now. They're so cool. I also love that they're not allied races. The Lightforged Draenei aren't here because they made them their own separate thing, even though they should be the same thing, and it's all fine. It's whatever. We're chilling. We're been chilling. But why did the one guy go to one camp and three guys go to a different camp? I feel like math should have, you know? It's fine. That's not how math works.
Let us begin our search.
I do like these new hot and I call them hot cold quests that they added with the archaeology stuff in Dragonflight.
A cloaking spell. Cowardly Legion tactics. Why did you not see this before, Velen?
Oh man, he's mad at Velen.
I do not know, but we must destroy it.
Oh man, that was kind of sus. Velen was like actually scared there for a second. Don't talk to my king or like my prophet that way. Who the hell you think you are, bro? It's Prophet frickin' Velen, man. Have some frickin' spect. Put some spect on that name. Disrespecting my boy.
Fell spreaders were rooting the corruption to Blood Mist all this time, and you let it run rampant. Why?
To protect the Rangari, I pulled them out of Blood Mist. Their lives were worth more to me. I stand by my decision.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, Velen, you don't gotta question yourself, bro. Don't let this guy question you, okay? Don't let him make you think you're making bad choices. There's never been a choice that you've ever made that was bad, okay? You're a hero. You're my boy. I'll punch this guy right in the tendril dick right now, okay? Don't think I won't. He's being a bit of a dick.
It is done. The Sargerite shard is no longer reacting to energies here.
Indeed. We should return it to Arzal at the northern camp.
Okay. I guess I'll run over there. Without flying? Damn, man, they should really put flying in this zone. Kind of dropped the ball not having this zone updated for flying. Ooh-wee. Oh, man. Ban me. I've been banned out of my own chat. It's fine. I understand. I get it. I get it. Truly. I saw the moving anvil on my map and I was like, the fuck is that? And I looked, it was a yak.
This Satyr camp appears abandoned. But the fell resonance is stronger here than anywhere else on the island.
It does not surprise me that Velen has had demons on his doorstep this whole time. But at least they will be dead now. I take much satisfaction in that. We did not find the Manari responsible. But when we do, they will pay.
Be just.
Demons will corrupt areas not only to claim territory, but also to empower themselves. The stronger the corruption, the more power we can draw from it, like metal being heated by a fire. If I am correct, a Manari conscripted these Satyr to hide their fell spreaders across Blood Mist for exactly that purpose. Whoever they are, they would be rather powerful by now.
Ooh,
Can you hear that? The silence. The area is empty. Not even the rabid wildlife dare approach the camp.
Interesting.
I do not see any immediate cause, but the fell resonance here is overwhelming. I sense it was woven by Manari hands, but I'm being blocked from probing more deeply. Something is being hidden. It must be the cloaking magic Haituan reported from the other camp that hinders me. I can dispel it, but I cannot guarantee what we will find when I do.
Alright.
It is too quiet here. Be wary of an ambush.
Hatun is right. Something is hidden here. and I will reveal it.
Do what you must, Arzal. We will follow your lead.
Malades in Kiel, Maev Rakatiros!
Oh shit.
Morpher spreaders, buried across the whole island. Hundreds of them.
We must act quickly. Champion, call Romul. We need his aid.
Champion. I'm a little busy right now with the preparations. What do you need?
Are we forming a new legion of
Romul,
Exarchs here?
transport one of our generators to the champion's location, immediately.
Right away. Calibrating transport. Generator inbound. Didn't say it out loud.
Demons
Do
will
not be
corrupt areas
afraid.
not only to the stronger the corruption.
Wisdom guide
I
your
expect
path.
Tell me when you are ready to begin. I expect the Satyr will swarm us once we begin to charge the
Hatun and
generator.
I will overcharge the generator.
The void and the light
The
working
Satan will
together is
sense the energy
crazy,
building.
bro.
Champion, Arzal, hold them off.
With pleasure.
I need to target something first.
Damn, son.
I need a target.
We'll claim you.
I need to target something first.
I need to change my spec. Ooh,
Ruin my
shit.
plans again, Draenei. My magic has claimed this land.
She's
and
so
will
cool. She
soon
looks like
claim
freaking
every
Archimon.
last soul in your
We've never seen a
wretched
female, like, power Eridar, I call them. The ones that, like, have wings and all these other things. That is so freaking sweet, bro. What a model. Hey, we get a cinematic? Let's go.
This threat was beyond what I expected to find here, but it could not stand against us united. With the corruption removed, Blood
Did
Mist
they
will
create their own
finally begin
triumvirate?
to heal.
One of Fel, one of Void, one of
As
Light?
will
That would
our
be
people.
so crazy.
Together,
They create their own triumvirate.
done.
something is amiss on
I could
this
not have
world.
imagined the threat in Blood Mist had grown this dangerous. Thank the light that I chose to bring Hatun and Arzal here. This could not have been done without them, without all of us.
But to
With
leave
Serona
out
slain
a
once
Light
again,
Forge would
Blood
be
Mist will
insane
finally be
with
able
that.
to heal. Her influence was no doubt anchoring the corruption to the land. It is another reason to celebrate today. But it is not the true reason I called Hatun and Arzal to Azeroth. I would have them attend the Tishamat with us. The sacrament asks us to reflect on the past and commit to a better future. The unity of our efforts epitomizes that. I will bring them to the Exodar. Please join us when you are ready.
The light will guide your way. Now, truthfully, I did not invite you to Azeroth merely for this mission, but for the Tishamat as well.
The Tishamat. I thank you. But surely my presence would cast a shadow over the sacrament.
Nah, bro, you're welcome.
The first sacrament of Tishamat asks us to reflect on the shadows of our past. I will make sure you feel welcome.
As you wish, Prophet.
Hatun, this may seem to you a hollow gesture, but I would like us to speak. The Tishamat asks, we learn from our mistakes.
I will consider it. Let us go.
Bro, take me with you. Okay. I get my own portal. This is cool. I'm excited to see how this ends.
Please tell me the generator is offline for a good reason. No, actually, do not. I do not want to know.
It brings me great joy to see the Eridar gathered together at last.
Offline for a good reason.
The Tishamat was once a solitary holiday. Each Eridar would inscribe a stone with a painful memory we carried. We would reflect on what that memory could teach us, then commit to moving forward with that wisdom. At last, the stones are dissolved in the flame of reprieve, symbolically removing the weight from our
Oh,
souls.
that's cool.
Today, the Tishamat will be celebrated not in solitude, but as a community. Gather the stones of those who would trust you with them, then take them to the flame.
Be just. You will serve as our Tishatan, the memory bearer of Tishamot. It is a solemn role. Take this basin and gather our people's memory stones. Take them to the flame of reprieve.
Very, very cool. So they've got a
And
memory
lift
burning ceremony.
our burdens.
It's classic in a lot of different cultures. Greek cultures do it specifically. Me and Vicky have participated in one.
It has been a long time since I last saw this many Eridar in one place. Perhaps not since Argus was corrupted when I still served on the council to the Triumvirate. Velan chose me to be his chief counselor. We knew each other. Trusted each other. Another life. As distant as Argus from this place.
Mathon falls silent, mulling over the past. Dude, you're gonna be a part of the new Triumvirate. This is so cool. May I take your memory of the stone? What do you think of the other Crocrol?
It is uncomfortable to know that Crocrol exist beyond Argus, on this Draenei that Nobundo spoke of. And it is unsurprising to hear that Velan turned a blind eye to their mistreatment all these years,
He did
despite
too, yeah.
claiming that they would be protected.
He left them there in Draenor.
But inviting them to the Tishamot is something. It is more than words, at least. It has been a long time since.
Atun thrusts his stone.
Take
into
it
the basin.
away.
Our enemies will suffer as
The
we
Eridar have lived shattered for too long. Today, let us be reunited in hope and faith. I see the future as a grand corridor full of sunlight. May we walk it side by side.
May I take your memory stone? Stay a while and listen.
In your hands, you carry more than simply a symbol of the sacrament. You carry our pain and our hope. Our regret and our endurance. You hold precisely what it means to be Draenei. Walk softly but with pride.
Stay a while.
You wanted to speak with me, Velan?
Yes, of course. On a matter of great importance.
Well, is it not always a matter of great importance with you?
I suppose it is. But on this auspicious occasion, I was hoping we could reconcile and return to a place of trust.
Some wounds take time to heal, Prophet. Though, Argus is far from this place, and feels like another life.
We trusted one another once.
We were young, and foolish once, as well.
We were indeed. If we knew then what we know now. Hatun, you have always been the best of us. I have missed your wisdom. Come, serve with me again as you once did on our council. I need your guidance once more.
Velan,
You do not have to answer me now. Enjoy the Tishamot, but there will always be a seat open for you, if you want it.
Thank you. I will think on it.
Voice actor is absolutely killing it. I'm switching over to the headset real fast. Give me a second so that way. I think it might be echoing a little bit, and I want to avoid that for the video. Let's grab this chain. All right, can you guys hear it now? Okay, let me turn this up. We'll go -7 on it. Okay, good. Master volume down. Music is down. Effects is down. Ambiance is here. And dialogue's up. Good.
Many depend.
We have a dude that's selling Marsules, which is
The creatures of Argus are as resilient as we are.
Take caution.
The creatures of Argus are as resilient as we are.
Did I get one?
The creatures of Argus are as resilient as we are.
Sometimes these little things don't work. I'm going to turn off immersion real fast and see if I can get him to give me a Marsule. Because I kind of want a companion if they're for free.
Yes, outsider.
Did he give me one? Oh, he's on my shoulder! Let's freaking go! Dude! I got one! We were just talking about how that's like one of the coolest things ever. They freaking put one on your shoulder, bro. That's awesome. That is actually really cool. All right, so up here we have some Crocrol, which are the broken. We have some Vindicators, or wannabe Vindicators.
In life, I was a Vindicator. The light can no longer reach me where I now dwell. But I hear its voice like music drifting through the bars of a prison cell, and I know it. Allow me to mourn.
Oh, he's just paying his respects. He's a Death Knight, but he used to be a Paladin. So it's interesting because I thought this type of armor would be the armor that they would pick for the Heritage armor, but this is only the Vindicator's armor. It's not all of Draenei. So I'm actually happy with the choice
I see
they
you were
made.
able to drag the High Artificer from her workshop at the Alder Rise. The Prophet need not have worried. I would have dragged her here myself, had you failed.
She smiles.
She had been working on those schematics for ages. I never did ask what they were for, but I suppose we shall all learn soon enough.
I'll take your memory, please.
Blessings upon you.
Oh, Lightforge
It
is
has been a
here.
long time since I heard a prayer that was not a battle hymn. I am reminded of softer times.
Stay safe and slay many
I think that's the ambassador for the Lightforged is actually right there. Is there anything else happening up here? Let's check out real fast. Nope, just normal stuff. Nothing for the event. Going back down, there's the shaman here.
Light must remember the light.
These are all the shamans, the Earth Callers, Stone
Hello,
Speakers,
friend.
one of the ones in the Earthen Ring. Just some Celebrators, some... Oh, Exarch Aurelius is right here. I think he's the Artificer, or maybe he's the General for the Draenei right now. Grand Vindicator Sorvos is the leader
What
of
distances
the
we have all crossed to be
Lightborn,
here
or the
now.
Lightforged.
The Triumvirate has been assigned to escort Arzal and the other penitents during the Tishamat. Although I trust the Prophet's judgment, I had the same apprehensions as the others when we were quietly informed some time ago. Perhaps I will always have those apprehensions. For now, I will accept that their past might not be their future. They will be given the chance to prove it.
I'll take your flame.
I have helped see the Draenei through many beginnings, but this one feels different. Nothing feels as though it is ending, only blending into the dawn.
I agree.
I am thankful for the Vindicator's presence. It appears to comfort the others. And Boros has offered to guide me around Azure Mist after the Tishamat has concluded.
Can I join you? I'd be really interested to hear what you say about it.
I suspect it is an order from the Prophet. But I will not refuse the gift, however unmerited.
I will take your flame.
I could carve an entire mountain and still fall short of all I must write. But this is something. Every day must be something.
Wisdom guide your
Such a
path.
good statement. Don't let your past control your future. Look at these two homies, bro.
Be on your way.
Are you with the penitents?
I've spoken with Arzal. We share the same vision, if not all the same motivations. If he needs my blade, he has it.
These two homies, dude. We have a Lightforged Rogue, maybe? Lightforged Rogue and a Draenei Rogue. Because of the new faction that they could have been, they could be rogues in Dragonflight. So it's cool to see these two chilling. It's like literally chilling. That's kind of funny. Fellcaller Gulato.
My path is a dark and cursed one, Hunter. You do not wish to walk with me.
And don't have to tell me twice, bro. Alright, no one seems to really be celebrating inside. This is like actually still being used as a normal building. So we'll head back to the other side. And we'll grab the ones that are up here. There's a lot of people to talk to. This is more than the Orc Garrison Heritage Armor one. Or Orc Heritage Armor one. This is where I take the fire. Akama! He's talking to Exarch Kelios and the other Exarchs. This is gonna be crazy. Hey, buddy.
I had almost forgotten Kelios. So darkened are my memories of that distant past. So narrowed. But he speaks of Karabaer's beauty as if he looked upon it only
I always called
yesterday.
it Karabor.
And for a moment, I can almost see it.
One day.
I had almost forgotten Kelios.
What do you think of it, Toon?
I respect anyone with that much demon blood on their hands. Tuan knows as well as I do what it is to live amidst the ashes of your home, to see it defiled while you are powerless to stop it. It is a feeling you do not forget. I trust us both to never let it happen again. I had almost forgotten
What do you think of the
Kelios.
penitents?
The loyalties of demons are fleeting. Sometimes, that can be useful. I have known some demons to serve the Illidari, fighting against their former legion masters. I am not surprised that some Man'ari would also turn on the hand that fed them. Watch them closely. I had almost forgotten.
I'll take your flame.
I have suffered much in my wandering. Perhaps it is time to return.
Roma.
That was good. It wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be, but it was still really, really cool. It's pretty impactful. He's one of the last remaining Exarchs. He was an Exarch during this time frame. They all were. And he was left on Draenor. He didn't die during the siege and during everything else that happened. So he's now surrounded by all of the other people that help lead his people together, and he's the only one alive. It's kind of crazy.
We brought these spirits to the Tishamat so that the sacrament may help relieve them of their burdens and allow them to truly rest. But I did not expect that they might help ease the burdens of others as well. I believe this will truly make a difference for them both, the living and the dead. Thank you for helping make this a possibility.
Never hesitate.
These Vindicators are awesome. They're like Death Knights. They're called Akanai Vindicators. Akanai is like the word for death in Draenei. So they're Death Vindicators, basically like protectors of the dead. But their gear set is so cool. Because they're still Vindicators, it suggests that they're Paladins, but they look like Death Knights, and I love that. That's freaking sweet. Parsir Nobundo! He's the shaman trainer, and he also showed up in Cataclysm.
It is comforting to know that the Akanai are once again caring for the spirits of our fallen. Laroer was once my commander. In death, he is still a dear friend. I will treasure this brief moment with him.
What do you think of Attune?
I spoke with him earlier before you accompanied him to Blood Mist. He speaks what is on his mind and does not tolerate disrespect. It is refreshing. With his voice added to ours, I believe we can hold the prophet to his promises. This new city will not be a home to all if it not also a home to the Croakle in equal measure.
Let's hope that Croakle don't become an allied race, but a cosmetic change.
Know that we will must never give up. The future will bring us precisely what we need if only we open our arms to allow it.
I love you, Nabundo.
We must never forget.
Soul Render. Oh, Restalon.
Thank you for helping us bring these spirits to the Tishamat, Redthedeer. One of the hardest parts of being Akanai is knowing that you cannot save every soul. But for the ones you can, it makes all the difference to them, and that is enough.
This too
that part was really, really cool. Seeing Nakama here was very refreshing. I like that he decided to come back. Ashton Kanani! It's weird because all of my favorite Draenei are broken. Dude, Elder Kruti from the freaking Sporagar quest chain! That is such a deep cut! Anchored out in a room as well.
It was difficult, but I brought news of the Tishamat to each settlement of lost ones across Draenei that I could find. I was not asked to do this, but I felt it was important.
That's a deep cut.
I have spent several years meditating on my feelings about the Croakle and the lost ones. Truthfully, I feared them not as one fears a beast, but as one fears the ocean. I could not live there, and so it is death and darkness to me. I want to bring everyone in that darkness into the sunlight. But in my fear, I forget that there are fish. We are all part of the same people, but we need not live the same lives. My people were treated like outsiders, and so we chose to be outsiders. We embraced our isolation and grew stronger because of it. But I have reasoned it was ignorance and not my had the anchorites of Tel Redder respected our strength, addressed us as equals, perhaps we could have spoken. Instead, they treated us like wayward Talbuk needing to be brought back to the field. But I have reasoned it was ignorance and not malice that fueled them. They were ascetics for centuries. To say their social skills are lacking would be kind. I am not one to be stung twice, but since I have been asked here as an equal, I will hear them out.
Man, they do not get along. The Croakle and the Eridar, now known as Draenei, do not get along for some reason.
Good prices here.
This guy's selling goat cheese. I'm good, man. Don't need no Talbot cheese. I'll pass. Not big on that. Oh, hello. Who are you two?
I told Oshrik everyone would be speaking Draenic, but he insisted on following me here anyway. Do you know how many favors I had to pull with the peacekeepers?
Yeah, why is there a blood elf here?
My Draenic is perfectly serviceable. Thanks to Yadar, I've swiftly learned every curse word in your language and then some. What else could possibly be needed?
Who are you?
We will have.
Who are you two? It's like, what? Alright, cool. Random freaking people. Why is there a blood elf here? But whatever. No big deal.
Warm wishes to you.
Alright, that looks like that is all of the... Oh, never mind. We have High Chief Stillpine from the original quest. Look at their updated model. I didn't even think about it since Dragonflight. The Furblogs have been updated. Look at their new model. I don't even recognize them. Wow.
You have become stronger than I could have ever imagined, Redthedeer. I am proud of you.
Exarch Menelius.
Remember the lessons of the past.
Promised one. It is good to see that you yet prosper.
And I understand him because I learned his language. That is so cool, dude, that he's here. What a fun
I almost refused to come. I have lived in Terakar since. What happened? It was not a perfect situation, but after a time, it became comfortable. Stable, solitary. After what my rangery and I allowed to happen, I could not return to living among those I had failed, but perhaps the Tishamat is the correct time to confront that guilt.
One of the Rangari is a different civilization culture in Draenei. They're like...
The solitude of the past decades has been crushing and self-imposed.
The natural hunters of their world.
Thank you for helping to make the Tishamat happen once more. We needed it. I needed it.
I recognize myself as a Rangari. I'm not a Vindicator. Barat the Lawn Shot, Light Forged guy, and then Perun, Dragon Scale Expedition. They're actually there in Dragon Isles. That's kind of cool. Who else is over here? I think I've already been in this area. No one named... Oh, Lara. Mishka! Mishka is the healer for the SI-7. That's like a deep cut too. People forget she's a Draenei, but she's literally like one of the major faction holders of the SI-7, which is the spy organization in for Stormwind, for the Alliance. And we do lots of different quests with Mishka throughout all of Alliance questing. Look at the Jade Force, for example, where you literally get to play as her in one of the storylines. And Ilaria, I believe, is the Paladin trainer. Oh, and I only know that because I played Paladin. I think she's the Paladin trainer in the Starting Zone. So these are like famous female Draenei, which is kind of cool.
I have never known a life where the Draenei have not been a fractured people.
Who?
It is good to see those wounds finally healing.
Who the hell are you? Why do you have blue hair?
Only half. I was raised among the Draenei. Some of us call ourselves Oshuenei, the people of spirit. I wish my parents had survived to see this.
He's an Oceanii. He's the same thing as Gamora. He's a half Draenei, half orc. That's why he's blue hair. This is insane! I didn't even know there was others that existed. Gamora had a tail, right? He does not have a tail, but he's got like blue hair, blue skin, blue face. That is so cool.
The boys can like hear you on my phone.
And they're like listening for it?
Freaking out.
Oh, it's so cute. This is better than the heritage question for the orcs. But we do know that the Draenei and the orcs had such similar cultures on Draenor, which is why they succeeded and were actually really, really peaceful with each other for a long time before the Legion's influence. So it would make sense that their heritage quest chains kind of follow similar cultural paths. They both celebrate and have similar traditions. They both went to Ashugan for these big meetings every single year. This is the same thing that the heritage quest chain for the orcs is. They reset up their Ashugan meeting, their cultural bringing of all the cultures together, the tribes coming together underneath one day. The Draenei used to join them in that, and that was their Tiamat.
It has been a very long day. Without your help, it would have been even longer.
I'll take your fire.
Eternal progress ever forward. This is what the Order of Artificers was founded on many millennia ago. But each step begins in the soil we have already tread.
It's interesting that he's not an Exarch. He's just Grand Artificer.
Yes, yes, Arcanon Poros.
What?
May I take your flame?
Construction of this architectural marvel will represent the pinnacle of Draenei artificing. The Vindicar will look like a child's toy compared to what we will make together. You have my word.
Perhaps we can chat later.
Very cool.
Working with the consortium has taught me a couple tricks about nether weaving.
This guy's a transmogrifier because they don't have one in the city. And obviously people like myself want to transmog as quickly as they can. So they put a transmogrifier in the city, but it's not an ethereal. It's a dude that just works with them.
Working with the consortium has taught me a couple tricks about nether weaving. Interested in a demonstration?
That's so cool. Who else do we have over here? We've got V-Run, the apprentice to the girl.
Thank you again for helping Atanya, Redthedeer.
Where's his lizard?
She
he's at
might
his
still
feet!
look angry, but I can tell she's enjoying herself a little bit. And I get to tell all of the other artificers here about my research.
Look at Azik! Azik's the freaking best! All these other assistant artificers, Exarch Anala, Exarch Adamedius.
I think that Blood Mist might actually start to recover the way that Azure Mist did. May the light allow me the chance to see it.
So cool.
We could hear the explosions on Blood Mist all the way over here. It was amazing. Why wasn't I invited?
Why wasn't I invited? Fair enough. The kids having fun. This is good. This was very nostalgic. I'm feeling very happy with everything that has happened so far.
Are you ready to create your memory stone? It has been some time since the last Tishamat, so I have been advising celebrants on the ritual. First, you must inscribe your name near the top of the stone.
I don't know why I just got really emotional. I gotta actually claim what faction of Draenei culture I choose to belong in. That's really cool. Huntmaster is fun. I just feel like that's a little too pious. Of the Exodore is a little too general. A little too broad. And I already said I kind of represent... I recognize myself as a Rengari, so I'll go ahead and take the Rengari option.
And below that, inscribe a description of the memory whose burden you wish to be relieved of.
My old home, someone
We must remember the lessons of the past,
hold on.
but those memories need not weigh us down eternally. If we are stooped under the burdens of regret, of pain, of guilt, we can make no progress.
My old home, someone once close to me, a treasured item, a lost chance, a terrible decision I made, something I couldn't control, a moment of time gone too soon. I'm going to say something I couldn't control.
When you are ready, toss the stones into the flame of reprieve. Feel their weight lift from your soul as they burn. Tell the prophet our burdens have been lifted, and the ceremony can begin.
Who's going to do the Triwizard Tournament, though? Are you going to draw names later?
The Draenei have suffered, scattered, and solitary, for too long. Today, we allow ourselves to rely on each other.
Antion Akor Kora.
I believe I hear the prophet calling the attendants before the siege.
I am curious to see what he and Romuald plan to announce now that everyone is gathered. We should make haste, yes?
Friends, Draenei, please lend us your attention. The ceremony will begin shortly.
I'm coming, Daddy. I mean, Bellin. What'd I call him? What'd I say? I'm sure it was fine.
This is a great moment for the Draenei. All Draenei.
Cinematic!
For many, this may be your first Tishamat. Our last was long ago. Few among us remember it. But even here, in another place and another time, its meaning remains the same. We must let go of the past to grasp our future. No longer must we live scattered, lamenting Argus. We will build a city on the ashes of our exile. We will finally be home.
That's so cool. Where are they gonna build the capital city? Are they just gonna replace the Exodore on this island for a capital city? I've got like actual tears. That's so cool.
Today marks the beginning of a new age for the Eridar. We are one people united in purpose.
He called them Eridar. He didn't say Draenei.
And we will never be broken apart again.
This moment could not have happened without you.
I play an Eridar.
By
My
your
favorite race is
hand,
Eridar.
The Legion was broken. Our long journey ended, and our people reforged as one. In gratitude, we bestow on you as a paragon of our people, a sacred vestment crafted of precious materials from Argus. Atar Vahishana, Matirim Ita. Beneath the eternal stars, we walk together.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
This is a great moment, all Draenei. For thousands of years, all I could see when I looked at Argus was what it once was. A double vision that fled from me whenever I focused too closely, and now Velan asks me to return to what I once was. To what we both were. I need time to think.
Walk in the shadow.
I wonder how many people have something else to say now that we're...
It has been a very long day. Without your help. What?
Nope, it seems like they're all going to say the same thing. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and take our toy, which is a new Hearthstone, which I'm immediately replacing this one with. I now have... It's cool, but it's not as dramatic as I wish it would be. But it's okay. It'll be fun for the time being.
Working with the consortium has taught me a couple tricks about nether weaving.
We got our set, so let's go ahead and look at it real fast. Working with the consortium has taught me a couple tricks about nether weaving. Ooh, multiple face guards as well. We have... Like, this is the part that's gonna suck, because I really don't think the gear looks good, but we'll see if it looks good if I'm in-game now. Okay, so there's a golder version, and there's a brown copper version. The gold version has the traditional purple, and the gold, which is the original colors of the Draenei. And I've seen the original sketch art that Blizzard has posted on Twitter. When they very first drew up Draenei player characters, this is the gear that they drew on them. And this is the gear that they've now put into the game. So it's kind of like a weird nostalgic flex by Blizzard. But the gear does look a little bad. And because we've never really seen this type of gear on Draenei before, it doesn't really feel like Draenei gear. So this is the whole set. This is what it looks like in-game. Which I actually think looks really, really good now. Now that I'm looking at it, I've got no complaints. This is awesome. This looks pretty cool. You have to think of it from the perspective of like, this is what a Draenei would have worn on Argus. We've never seen that culture. So going back to Eridar culture, I play an Eridar now. This is what the Eridar would have looked like on that planet. We've never seen that, so how are we to say what they would and what they wouldn't wear? That's like basically when they come out with a brand new show, like in Hades 2, the first god you come across is Apollo, and a lot of people were upset that Apollo was black. Oh, a fictional god that you've never met in real person, you're just going to assume that guy's race for him? Let the game developers do what they want. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what the Eridar were like, so who am I to say what they did and what they didn't dress up like? This is the orange version, which I also really do like. I think I'm going to rock the purple. I just like that white and purple look. That's always been, to me, the Exodore colors, the Draenei colors. But I do think I could make a transmog with the purple crystals and the red look, because that's more like an Eridar. This is like an Eridar set to me, and this is a Draenei set. Both look amazing. Let's go ahead and put it on.
Working with the consortium has taught me a couple tricks about nether weaving.
Yep. And let's find a weapon. I think I have one. Wow. I finally have the Heritage quest chain for the Draenei. I now have my Heritage armor I can equip. You will probably see me wearing this transmog for a while.